in your own, position, of course, you've witnessed series of games in Africa and beyond. Rivers United hosting the team from Congo today. From what you've seen so far in the camp of Rivers United, do you think this tie will be an easy piece of meat for Rivers United to progress to the next round, or Rivers United will have to be very careful playing against this side?
I don't think there will be any easy games for Nigerian clubs on the continent because we have not been that good on the continent. So there won't be any easy games. And you see, when we talk about the good away results, I would rather a score draw or a 1-0 loss or a 2-1 loss than having to play goalless, because when you play goalless away in the first leg, it gives you a false sense of security. It's just one goal, you can score it any time. A false sense. When you lose 1-0, when you have a score draw, I am a bit more comfortable. But having said that, for Rivers United, I like when players and coaches talk like Finidi and Temple spoke. But like Adoke Amiesimaka will say from back in the day, what a sportsman says he can do is totally different from what he can actually do. Because we are all optimistic. Temple says he can't wait for today to come. Now today has come. Finidi says there's no injury concern in the team, but today has come. Now, can they put to action what their words have said? Very important. Getting a draw away from home is good for morale, but today is the day they must win. At Eimba, when Finidi was there, they played very good football, but found it difficult to score. So hopefully, they play good football because first it's a good pitch, and then they score goals. Because if there are no goals today, the Rivers United don't go through, except their penalty shootouts.
All right, China, Rivers United is playing away from Rivers State today. Not like it's new for them. They've also played in New York in the past in CAF Club competitions. How much, we also saw Remo Stars playing at Abeokuta, were able to get a good number of goals against Zilimaju and progress to the next round. Playing away from home, how much of support do you think they would get? I know, yes, sometimes fans do travel from River State to Uyo to support the team, but do you think this plays a major role or impact in the team's chances of qualifying, knowing fully well that when they are at home in Port Harcourt, they understand, the terrain and a lot of things that, has to do with playing at that pitch. And some will say when an away team comes to Uyo, it's a 50-50 affair. They see a good pitch, they want to play good football and get results.
It's not like Rivers United have fans in Port Harcourt. Last season, I watched the game at home against Rangers, and I would tell that there are not more than 25 of us in that stadium that seats 40,000 people. This season, I watched their game against Shooting Stars, and I can say there are not up to 100 people in that stadium that seats 40,000. So it's not like the club has fans at home. But again, at home, people will say they play at the Adoke Amiesimaka Stadium, which is way off town, and the club has not done much to attract the people that live within the stadium vicinity. There are actually 3 communities there around the stadium: Omagwa, Ipo, and Igruta. Those are the stadium community, but they're not doing enough to attract those people. And people from central Port Harcourt will not be able to go and cover the distance. So I don't think Rivers United will miss fans because they don't have fans, really. But having said that, it's always good to play at home. At home because that's why you play your games every week or every 2 weeks. That's why you train at least 3 times a week. So you're used to the pitch, you're used to the atmosphere. So for that, then they will miss playing at home. But one thing they will be happy about playing in the is because it's a better pitch. It's a much better pitch than what they have in Port Harcourt at the Adoke Amiesimaka Stadium. It's a much better pitch. So for a team or for a coach that prides himself in playing decent football, to rather play in Uyo than play in Port Harcourt because it's a much better pitch here. But for the fans, I don't think they'll miss fans because they don't have any in Port Harcourt. They have little or no fans in Port Harcourt.
All right, China, Rivers United against Aigles du Congo. Do you think it's a game that we can say Rivers United will go through, or you think it might go the other way of your opponent? What do you think will play out in today's game?
Listen, Nigerian clubs have the goal scoring problem. Yes, Remo Stars got 4, which is very good. When was the last time you saw a Nigerian club get 4 goals on the continent or even in the league? Congo United got 3 goals on the road, surprised everybody, maybe even themselves. So Nigerian clubs have a goal scoring problem. So I'm not going to say Rivers can score 2, 3, or maybe 4 goals. Rivers just need 1 goal. And of course, when you hear about Congo and Congolese football, right, everybody's mind goes to TP Mazembe or Vita Club of Congo. These are the more prominent clubs from Congo. But now we have a club that is relatively unknown to Nigerians. They may not have the pedigree in Africa. So I think Rivers can go out there and do the business. Score 1 goal, score 2 goals, 3 goals, and of course keep a clean sheet too. Keeping the clean sheet will also be good for morale. So I hope Rivers United go through to the next round. But again, what I hope for may not be what will happen. What will happen on the pitch will depend on the players, the coaches, and luck.
All right, Chana, let's quickly switch our attention before I let you go to the CAF Confederation Cup. 2 clubs will be in action today, Kwara United and Abia Warriors. Abia Warriors will play away from home in that game. And, of course, for Kwara United, they will play in Abeokuta against Ashanti Kotoko. Ashanti Kotoko, by the way, hold a 4-3 advantage against Kwara United. But Kwara United scored 3 away goals right there in Accra, Ghana. So they'll be coming back home to play today. Abia Warriors was overturned a 1-1 first leg draw against Mali's Joliba AC after conceding a late equalizer in Uyo. It's the first time Abia Warriors are on the continent. Coach Imam Amakakpabo has called for greater focus in today's game against Joliba. But in the past, Eyimba once played Joliba or Mali. They progressed. They played in Calabar and then they played away from home. For Abia Warriors, new side on the continent, do you think, what are their chances? And of course, for Kwara United playing at home, having scored 3 away goals, they know they must score a goal at least to get a chance to qualify.
It will be tough for Abia Warriors. First time ever on the continent. It's when you play football, it's not just about the players having continental pedigree. It's about the coaches, it's about the management, it's about the state, it's about the fans, it's about the media. Everything works as one. So Abia is first time on the continent. Apart from a cumulative order, I can count the number of players in the Abia Warriors team that are playing on the continent before. So it's going to be difficult to have that mentality. Then again, Joliba have a much bigger pedigree in African football. I watched the game in New York last week. I was here in New York for the game last week, and I thought Abia Warriors played very well. In fact, I was telling friends of mine that it's been a long time I've watched a Nigerian club on the continent and enjoyed their brand of football. That's how good Abia Warriors were on the day. But like I told the coach, Imama Mapakabo, after the game, it looked like his players played good football, passed the ball, enjoyed themselves, and forgot to score. It was that inability to score more goals that led to Joliba. Because Joliba came with a game plan. Let's hold these guys down, play off the counter. If we can get a win, if we can get a draw, and even if we lose, let's keep the scoreline low. And they achieved that. So Abia Warriors enjoyed their game and forgot to score. So I think for the teams playing today in the Confederation Cup, Abia has a more difficult task because they're going to experience CAF continental campaigners, very experienced. So it'll be difficult for them. For Kwara United, let's face it, we all thought they would lose. Or most of us, let me not say we all, a lot of us thought they would lose. A lot of us thought maybe a massacre. A lot of us felt that there will be one Nigerian club that won't go to the next stage. But I followed the game online and I saw how Kwara kept on scoring and equalizing until they lost that game 4-3. Now, scoring 3 goals in Ghana against Kotoko is no mean feat. But can they build on that, with the confidence of that, come home and win? A few years back, I remember Eyimba losing the game, I think 4-3 away the first leg. All they needed was 1-0 at home to qualify. And Eyimba huffed and puffed and could not score. That's why Eyimba was knocked out. So the fact that you lost 4-3 away is not automatic that you're going to qualify. You need to score that goal. I need to keep a clean sheet. So I believe Kwara knows what to do. But if there's a Nigerian club that's playing today that I can say has the best chance of qualifying, it should be Kwara United. They are playing at home. They lost 4-3 away. They should be able to qualify. But again, it's not football. Stranger things have happened. We hope for the best for Nigerian clubs. Hope our players to go to Abia Warriors because they need to avoid a loss in Mali. But a draw won't save them because they scored draw here. They need to actually win to qualify, or at least not lose. Hopefully they go through. But if not, they'll count as a good experience their first time on the continent.
All right, I must say a big thank you to you, China Chiru, for your quality time. We'll let you relax, of course, and enjoy baby fisherman soup ahead of the game today between Rivers United and Les Aigles du Congo of Congo. Thank you very much for joining.
How did you know about the fisherman soup? How did you know?
Well, I mean, it's when you look at the South region, you know, fisherman soup. When you come to you have it in plenty. And of course, the other one, I don't want to mention the name now. We're on air.
God forgive you.
Hey, all right. Thank you very much for joining. That was.